Hello, everyone. So good to see you today. Diana Rankin here on a rainy, cloudy afternoon where I am. And you see our little girl in the background there. She says, Piper says hello too. We've got a tough subject today, but I think it has to be addressed. And so it's about depression, and we're going to talk about where it comes from and what it's about. And then next week, I will add several ways of how to exchange fear for love. That's coming next week. Hello, Sheila. She says, hello, Diana. How are you? I hope you are doing well. We are doing well here. Thank you, Sheila. And we hope you are doing well in Amsterdam. Like I said, it's a little overcast and cloudy here. What I do want to talk about, though, is before I give you Philip's message, I want to say that if there is anybody who, this is not for people who are clinically depressed. This message is not for people who are seriously depressed and can't do anything to pull through it. You need help. If you are suicidal and in the US, dial 988. Let us help you. If you are, those of you in other countries who are tuning in today or listening to this later, if you have emergency numbers in your country, if you would put them in the comments below, I'd be most appreciative. And hopefully nobody will need them, because hopefully nobody's at that point, but we know that's a hope. Hello, Akila. She says, hello, everyone. So good to see you. And what I want all of you to know, if you are depressed, we are holding you in love. We are reaching out to you and holding you. And that includes Piper as well. And it includes our little Andy, who is our outdoor kitty. He's feral, but he does come up, and he has a house on our front porch. And so he's there a lot, and he knows what time feeding time is. So he comes around. But he has been feral his whole life, so we don't call him a barn cat. Akila says, hi, my Sheila. Akila and Sheila know each other through our Sacred Circle, which is held the last Friday of every month by Zoom. And you are welcome to join us if you want a psychic message from Spirit. We also, always tell a little story, and we do a guided meditation for personal and planetary healing. For more information, just click on my website, which is just my name, www.dianarankin.com. And I forgot to grab Philip's book. We will get a message today. And Sheila says, hi, Akila. It's wonderful to see, we form a community, really, and new people come in, and then those who can't make it aren't always with us, but we keep it a fairly small group. We don't let hundreds join, not even 50. So you get to know each other. But we will get a message from one of my books, the Master's Book of Answers by Phillip, and the book is an oracle book, so each page has a message for us. So we will get our message for the week from this book. And Akila says, yes, family. Yes, we do become a family. And I have never met Sheila or Akila in person, but they are my sisters, and I feel like I've known them my whole life. And that's what happens in the Sacred Circle. And not just my spiritual group, but that's what happens in groups where people are developing their spirituality and really getting close. So I do want to just say again that next week, we're going to talk about depression today. And next week, we're going to talk about several ways of exchanging fear for love. And we'll get into that, some pretty easy ways and some not so easy ways of being able to do that. But today, let's get going here with our message. The questions, there are two. Why are so many people depressed, and what can we do about it? What can we do about it? I'll go into a little bit more very specific processes that you can use that'll be, like I say, fairly easy. I'll go into that next week. but we're going to talk Philip's ideas this week. I want to also say again, if you please pass this number on. If you are depressed, please call it 988. It is the suicide prevention number here in the US. And those of you in other countries, if you have suicide prevention numbers, please put them in the comments below. Okay, here are our questions. Why are so many people depressed, and what can we do about it? Phillip says, depression in the world today is epidemic. This is because of the fear, which expresses itself as anger, frustration, and such. When these emotions are not dealt with and turned inwardly, they create a depression, a time when humans are disengaged from their true self, the spirit. When the depression is turned outward, harm is caused to others. This does not delete the inward depression, but merely spreads it. As the individual is unable to look at and work to heal the depression, the brain chemistry is changed, making it even more difficult to heal. Feelings of worthlessness increase. The person may slide so deeply into depression, they may feel unworthy of healing. With help, they may be able to heal, but many who reach this point may take the depression into the next life. You don't have to do that. Let's heal it this life. And we are holding all of you who are depressed. We are holding you in love. We recognize you're not in a place that you can give love even to yourself right now. So we, those of us who can, are holding that for you. Phillip goes on to say, children who have not the ability to feel empathy, compassion, and other loving emotions had a death while still in depression in what you call a past life. When you pass into spirit world, you bring your human experiences with you. You learn in spirit how to live from your spirit when in human form. However, if the trauma from another life is not healed, that will be carried into the new human life. To heal depression before it becomes acute, you must look to an emotion in the fear realm. You can do so by asking yourself questions. For example, ask yourself, do I feel unworthy? Or what is holding me from my dream? Or why am I afraid or angry or jealous, etc.? Beneath all fear is a disconnect of the human to their true spirit self. Once this is recognized, you can begin to connect with your spirit. There are many ways of doing so: studying and working with a teacher, meditation, music, journaling, spending time in nature, working with your spirit guide and spirit healer, laughing. Simply start laughing. Loving yourself may begin to feel love for, once you're able to loving yourself, may begin to feel love for another being and become love for self. So what Phillip is saying there, Phillip and I write quite differently, and his syntax sometimes I find difficult. So what he's saying is, if you can't love yourself, reach out to an animal. They're so easy to love, or to a child or another human being, and feel that love, and then let that love start loving yourself. And he's given us some ideas of how to do that. Again, I'm going to go into some very specific things next week, but I'm going to give you more than one today, or at least another one. Phillip goes on to say, it is in the self-love that you learn of your true self. As you learn of the wonder and brilliance of your spirit self, there will be no depression. You grow with acceptance of what human life is. And I want to tell you that is so true. Phillip goes on to say, as you grow in acceptance of your true self and allow your human self to allow your spirit self to guide you, you will then live from a place of love. When living from a place of love, you leave depression and experience more joy. Yes, yes. As you do so, you not only change your life, but you help to lift and brighten the lives of others. This is the wisdom you will come to know, whether in this life or a future life. I'm just going to grab a couple of objects off my desk here, because one of the processes I want to give you for letting go of the fear or recognizing it and then moving into love, is have two different objects of different colors. This happens to be like a worry stone that if I start getting myself upset, I can just hold it. But this is a rose quartz. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe if I hold it against there, maybe you can see it a little better. They don't have to be the same object. All I want is a different color. So they can be you can hold two beads, but just different colors. And one object represents fear. Now, normally I would not say this represents fear. It just happens to be what I have on my desk. The other object represents love. Now, I get when I look at the camera here on my computer, everything is backwards. So it's kind of like, if I'm able to recognize, oh gosh, I'm getting depressed, it's raining out or whatever, I look at that fear and I recognize it and I say, you know what? I'd rather feel this. So we have to first recognize the fear. We have to look at it and then make a conscious choice to change it. You can use photographs, you can use objects, anything you use that will just trigger. You're taking a look at what's going on with you and making the choice to change it. So that's one of the processes that I will give you or talk about a little bit more next week. But as Phillip says, many ways of exchanging the fear. Depression comes out of fear. So you recognize, am I angry about something? If so, what? And is it worth it being angry about it? Or do I want to talk to someone to walk through it? Find those ways of walking through it. He suggests working with a teacher, meditation, music, journaling, spending time in nature, working with your spirit guide and spirit healer, laughing. We'll go through some of these and some others that I'll give you next week to exchange fear for love. And remember, depression is part of fear. Love is kindness, compassion, understanding, joy, laughter. That's all out of love. We want you to live more of your life in that area. That's not to say you never get angry. That's not to say you never get lonely. That's not to say you never have to hold boundaries of other people in your life. It is to say, and I can tell you it is so true, that once you start exchanging whatever the fear emotion, jealousy, anger, frustration, aloneness, whatever the fear, the fear emotion, once you recognize it and start exchanging it for love emotion, you'll spend more and more of your life in love and kindness and compassion. And yes, it gets easier. I promise it gets easier. Okay, let's get our message, shall we? I'm hearing left. If you heard left, that's a message that our intuition's in sync. It's a message for everyone. If you heard right, however, pay attention. That's a message for you. So this is our message for everyone for the week on page 324. Is it not that war is a substitute for peace, fear a substitute for love, darkness a substitute for light? I love how the messages from this book always match the bigger message that Phillip has given us. I love it. Page 324. Is it not that war is a substitute for peace, fear a substitute for love, darkness a substitute for light? Yes, yes, yes. So it's our choice. Again, if you're clinically depressed, it is not your choice. Your brain chemistry is at the point where you need help. Please, please reach out. If you heard right, that which you want to hear may not be that which you need to hear. That which you want to hear may not be that which you need to hear. So, my friends, we're going to help those of you who are unable to exchange the fear for love, those of you who are unable to walk into the light. We are here holding you. Life is worth it. Hang in there. It will get better, but you got to do the work to change it. I love you all. I love you. Sheila says, thank you, Diana. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you for the love that you send our way. And Akila says, love this. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Akila. Thank you for the love that you give to us. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for the thumbs up, the likes. I so appreciate all that. Thank you for spreading the word. And if you know anyone that's depressed, if this video will help them, please send it to them. And again, next week, we will give you many more processes in easy processes like holding two different objects or same object of different colors and choosing one over the other, recognizing, first of all, that this object represents fear. What is it I'm fearing? What is it I'm angry about? And exchanging it for love, because it may not be worth it staying here. Most likely it isn't. I love you all, my friends. Thank you for receiving the love that we send out to you. See you next Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. I love you. Bye. Where'd she go? Here she is. May have felt a little warm in her bed, but she's hiding. Love you all. Bye for now.